like a roller coaster every day.
It really is. So, and if you're wearing it then and you want it gone, what are you going to do? Constantly look for the next best.
It's just new.
That is change talk.
I feel like I'm 36 and I just learned this.
Do you always get every 2-week banks when your life is just fine?
There's always that 1% in any job that you do on the face of the earth that really makes you second guess if this is what you want to do for a living. This is Keep It Clear. Real conversations about skin, acne, and women's health without the overwhelm. Because you deserve answers that actually make sense. Today's episode starts now. So, today's episode, I really wanted to
send you one.
Do this with all of the love, right?
Yes.
Because what we do, clearing up acne, taking holistic, natural, inside-out approach, is truly not for everybody. I don't want to, lie to you and say, oh yeah, no, everybody, this is good, great for everybody. Everybody should come and do this, because it honestly isn't. There's a group of people who this is really good, works really well for, and a group of people who this does not work very well for. And because, Cris, we've been doing this for years, like a decade now, we have seen thousands of clients, and not just acne clients, right? Like, we've also seen, as our careers evolve, we've seen clients in every type of health symptom and health condition and issue and background. So we have seen this. So we're coming to tell you who this holistic, natural, self-healing approach works for and who it doesn't. Because we want to make sure that what you're spending your money on, whether that's with us, another practitioner, or whatever it may be, that you're spending your money on something that is actually going to help you and isn't just going to be a waste of time and energy.
Well, exactly that. You don't even have the energy. By the time you've done everything,
so should
there
we start
is
with
no energy left. So
what do we want to start with?
Why
Who
are
this
you
is really
expending
good for?
even more?
All right. So in our experience, we have a little bit of it. The people that this really works well for is, one, you have an open mind, right? You have an open mind to a new way of doing things. Because if you're going into a health journey thinking, I know everything, I've tried it all, nothing is going to work for me, it might not.
That kind of begs the question, why are you even here? If you're already coming in with, this isn't going to work, or, you know what, if it doesn't work, then guess what? Nothing has anyways. I get it. But that right there, that's scorned behavior. You're learning from past behaviors. Something didn't work before does not mean it's not going to work for you now. The difference is looking at the differentials of to why it didn't work. There are, everyone's going to love when I say this, there's two factors to every fight. There's two factors to every thought. There's two factors for choice, everything. So what was your rule and what was the other person's rule? That's something that needs to be reflected. So you're going to stay in a judgment. You're going to judge yourself continuously for what?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that failed. This failed. Well, how many times have I been told, like, you're my last shot? And I was like, oh, no pressure, no pressure. Like, I think we used to with the coaches have a running tally of that one time. Every time we heard that, we would tally it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's just get out the ping pong table now. So these types of things, at the end of the day, you're right. If you're going into something saying, if it doesn't work,
I think one of the biggest
failed attempt,
things to say that you're a really good fit for this type of work is if you're coachable, right? That's a really important thing. Is you ask clarifying questions. You do the work that we outline for you. You stay in the conversation when things get hard. You evolve, and I think, it's that being coachable component is really going to be the person that is the perfect fit for this type of work. I love an inquisitive client.
We want you inquisitive. Please come and say, hey, I saw this on. Hey, I understood this. Hey, I researched this. Love, 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 love.
She will not watch it.
Do not send me your TikToks. I do not have TikTok. Do not send that to me. I will not watch it. I will already tell you it is blah, blah, blah. I will say, what is the concept that was said? I don't need to watch it. The only take home is I need to know how you understand.
And I love when clients say,
and that's how I coach.
They trust the process, right? They understand that clearing up their skin is going to take time. What is the acne clearing trifecta? I always say time, patience, consistency. Because some clients might be in it for 4 months and some might be in it for 9. Some might be in it for a pretty long haul. You need to know that this is a journey. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint.
And the other thing is the comparison of yourself to other people in their journey. That person, we have a community group. Nobody knows the information on that person. When they post and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm just having such a bad day. And,
Yes.
remember we
You
used to
get
have
that
one
everyone-
person that
like,
would always
and
go and
kind of
only
like
ever
every
respond
once in
to
a while.
negative comments. Every once it blew, like, honestly, we've had 2 in the 6 years. So I can't complain for sure. But no matter what, any post that was negative, that was just like, hey, I'm having a bad, like, people are posting, hey, I'm having a bad day. My acne is really like weighing on my mind and stuff. This one person would always go in and be like, I know, I'm getting no result. Like, it was just
people are
their
going into
dumping
communities and saying,
station.
hey, this is going
That's
on. And you're
not
looking for
the
someone to pick you up to
environment
say, hey,
people
yeah, you
need,
want to what?
right?
I felt like that too. Completely valid how you feel, but like hang in there. You're just having a tough day. Like this isn't an overnight journey. There's going to be bumps in the road. But when you have somebody that's going in and actively trying to pull people down, and I always feel like it's that hurt people. It's that when you're so miserable, you want everybody around you to have that same type of misery. To the point where I think the one that stood out for me the most in all the years that we've been doing this is we had somebody about a month in decide it just wasn't for them. We said, yeah, no problem. But they're like, you want to know what? I would like to stay in the community. And we're like, yeah, sure. Like, whatever. And this person was actually sending other clients private messages to say, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, go and do, like, this didn't work for me. And I'm like, well, because you quit 3 weeks in, but you want us to stay in the community. And they were actively going in and derailing other clients' progress. And that's something that I'm not here for. Like, I get that there's going to be hard parts on the journey, and that's not something we want to like sugarcoat and like just gloss over, because this is absolutely a difficult journey. It's not linear A to B. There's going to be bumps in the road. Your skin will flare. That's just what happens when you're healing. But to actively go in and start dismantling other people's mindsets, that's like a hard no for me. You're out of here.
Even in the community, we went in and we had private chats with this person as well. And the thing is like you said, hurt people are, hurt people. Sometimes people don't even see what they do. And this person almost couldn't see what they were doing. This person behind the scenes was also not following the protocol, was yo-yoing, was on that roller coaster ride. The mindset, the means, nobody sees that, right? We only see the person that shows up in that post. We only see the words. And then what happens? We build a narrative around the words. So if we're having a bad day, wow, look at that, right? I'm pretty good kind of at discerning if this is like an attack, rebuttal, like whatever it is. But at that point, those two people, this isn't their journey. But again, how do you understand that? How do you know? If people go out to that detriment of trying to elicit other people to change their mind, do whatever, this is also like, good luck on your journey. This is hey, you know what? This isn't for you. So this is what we don't want you in something where you feel, and when I say you feel you need to, there's no need here. You see how we sometimes feel we need to? So if you feel that that's, where your mindset is right now, then no.
This
Don't
isn't
go into something where you're
add
changing
in a
your whole
probiotic
lifestyle.
and
Because that's
get
what
a
we
new
do.
skincare serum, and that's what it is. Like, when you were doing this work, like, you have to remember that you can't keep doing the same things you've always done and expect different results. You are coming to a practitioner because the things that you have been doing is not working. So you come and because again, you're not trained in this. Like, that's no fault of your own. This isn't your wheelhouse. So you are actively seeking out somebody whose wheelhouse this is to help you feel better. So when you come in, you have to understand that, we're going to be adding in different supplements. We're probably going to get rid of the supplements that you're currently taking because they're not working. We're going to be 99% chance we are getting rid of the supplements you are taking.
Chances
we are
are
paring
I will.
it down.
Let's just
We are
put that-
asking you to not like not just change how you're eating, but also like change your eating patterns, like eating more food in the day, making sure you're eating enough food, chewing well, hydrating. Like, there are going to be this is work. Proper ways of hydration. Yeah.
We really spend a lot of time on lifestyle adjustments. We are not just supplement savvy. We're not just, food plan savvy. It's we spend more time on lifestyle than both.
And I think
food
you need like, so if
and
you're coming to do this work, if you are an
supplements.
impatient person that is constantly trying to get to the next thing, you're like, okay, well, like, yeah, no, I'm already doing that. So like, what can I do next? I need to add something else on. I saw this thing on TikTok. I actually added these 3 supplements when you told me not to. It's that person that always needs to be keeping to doing things. It's like, I feel like when you have acne, you feel like you need to always be actively doing something, adding a new supplement, changing this, putting this in order to feel like you're doing something. But that's actually a wrong strategy, because you're not giving the body enough time where if you're going to quit at month 3 because you haven't seen any results yet, this is not going to be for you. Like I said, you most likely will not have results in your skin at month 3. That's not to say, you won't have better bowel movements or you'll be sleeping better or all of those things. But if you're going to bail when the work is getting tedious and unglamorous, this is not going to be for you.
I got nothing. But the thing is remember, before you're like, oh, what did they say? Like, if you're getting that ick-like moment right now, we're hitting nerves. And we're hitting nerves because we're saying things that you're already thinking about yourself. And people that want to do more, acne, guess what? You want to do more because you want it gone. So you always have to, you're constantly have set that mindset, that pattern, that habitual, constant drive that I need to, this isn't working, I need to try something else. This isn't working, I need to, why? Because you're wearing your insult. So acne is an insult. It really is. So, and if you're wearing it, then, and you want it gone, what are you going to do? Constantly look for the next best. Time, patience,
Oftentimes,
consistency.
we are so, again, this could be subconscious. We are so comfortable in our discomfort that we are actively looking for ways to self-sabotage. So we don't get how's the word to say it? Like, don't get our hopes up. So you're like, I don't want to get my hopes up in case this doesn't work again. So I'm actually going to stay in my negative Nancy mindset. I'm going to look for reasons why this won't work. And I'm going to self-sabotage myself. This could be consciously or subconsciously in order to prove that nothing is going to work for me, so I can stay in the discomfort of being discomfortable. So I can stay in the comfort of being discomfortable.
Yeah, and that's your body. Your body just knows.
It likes the known.
Right? Our body likes comfort. Our body likes pattern. Our body likes consistency. It likes the known. So if you already know that, you've quote unquote failed, because that's the words that they use. Let's just be honest, and I've said this many times, failure is only when you give up on yourself. Right? That's the only true failure. And I will tell you, it has taken my daughter 18 years to understand that, and she just learned that.
I feel like I'm 36 and I just learned this.
Yes. So failure is only when you give up on yourself. So for all those people that have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, you've never given up on yourself. Perhaps what you've tried wasn't sufficient to your needs. You just didn't know any better. Mm-hmm. Once you know better, it becomes a choice. And if you repeat the choice, then that's a decision. Mm-hmm. That's it. It doesn't have to be. I probably saved everybody probably about 45 therapy sessions and thousands of dollars with that statement.
Why do you think I don't go to therapy anymore? I just send Cris a message.
She's kidding.
I'm not
qualified.
I'm not kidding. I do this to her all the time.
But this is what I'm saying. So you can sit in your misery, because it is misery.
It is misery.
It is
absolutely.
Misery. So you can sit in your misery, or what I say is you can actually sit in discomfort. So discomfort is the new. Discomfort is pushing you out of the unknown. Discomfort is creating new habits. That's discomfort. So when people say to me all the time, Cris, this is so hard, I refuse that statement. Please don't tell me it's hard.
It's just new.
It is new. It's not comfortable. It is something you are learning, and you're showing up for yourself. So embrace yourself, give yourself a hug, tell yourself congratulations, and being like, oh, get inquisitive. That's change. And I know that to be true. 1, I'm a human. 2, I'm a female. Because, females need 45 tasks just to feel sufficient in a day.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that one.
Right? And I'm also a coach that has had thousands of files. I also teach it. So This isn't my, hey, I just thought I'd come and hang out with Katie today on the podcast. This is my life. Do I do everything perfectly? Not at all. Have I been having talks with myself for probably about 2 months saying, Cris, like, listen, girl, you need to get back on that wagon. You're not doing so good.
We know it's the perimenopause, Cris. We blame it on that. It's not you, it's the peri.
It is so, like, me and Perry, like, we're enough.
Yeah, we're not.
But the thing is I have the nose. Here's the thing, because I have all the foundations, I can go back. I know what to. So I will look, instead of making everything overwhelm, I'm going to say, okay, you know what? Let me check in on my water. Okay, water's good. Water's good. Let me check on my supplements. Yeah, my supplements are good. Yeah, that's great. Let me check on my activity. Like, Okay, let's put it in the box of potential. Mm-hmm. See, this is how we can categorize. This is what we can do in order to move the needle. That's if you have the foundations.
Yes.
Right? So that's what working with somebody does. It builds the sustainability. It builds your lifestyle. It builds the foundations. So if you come into this program, if you come in and work with anybody, look at it from and even the people that know everything. I love it. I am going to teach you something, I promise.
Oh, yeah. If you come and tell Cris you know everything, you just buckle up.
Then we're going to up level.
All right. Okay.
It is not, I do not take that as an insult. I do not take that as a buffed up, let's flex our muscles, push out our chest.
She's like, great.
I'm like, let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's up level.
And it needs to be done like that because everybody's in their own progression. I had a client come into the Clear Skin Solution 2 years into her game. She's still in her game 2 years later after that, after already working a year inside the Clear Skin Solution. Why? Because she constantly goes, hey, you know what? I want to nurture this. I want to look at that. I want to involve in this. Can you help me understand that?
I love when clients stick around just because they want to learn more about the body. It's like, my skin's clear, but can I still stay with you guys? We're like, yeah, absolutely. Come on, hang out.
Yeah. Or, invite clients that still get breakouts and they're like, listen, the breakouts are part of my life. I understand it's my stress response. I can pin it every single time. However, you know what? That's totally in my control. And you've given me the tools to do it. I'm electing not to. That is change talk.
That is change. Yeah. When clients are able to identify their triggers, that like those self triggers that they have, and able to have that self-awareness that like, oh, okay, no, like I am my own worst enemy at this point. Like I do that all the time where like I have a goal and I can see how I am being my own worst enemy. So when you are self-aware, it really helps make the journey easier.
Yeah. Discernment of the information. That's it. And we need to. And we've said this before, but I just want to go back because this really just ties into everything. Is if I have a client and I don't always connect with everybody.
No one's going to get along with everybody, not at the level that we're at, obviously, when we have thousands of clients that we see. Not everybody's personality messes with everybody. It's like real life.
So when we look, it's not even about like me not liking somebody. It's the fact is the personalities themselves is learning about how to communicate in that personality. So, I taught myself a long time ago, okay, how am I ever going to survive as a coach if I have these personalities that just don't jibe with my personality? It's like, okay, we got to do this. Nope. It's like parenting. So that's where I'll go and I'll look at, okay, here's the birthday, here's their zodiac sign, here's their strengths.
Actually.
She literally does this. I really do. And I will change the way I coach in order to appease the way they need that nurture. Because again, and why do I do that? Because one, I want to give you the change. I can say, hey, listen, this person's not for me. Give them another coach. I could totally do that. How many times have I done that in 6 years?
I'm hard pressed to count that many.
One.
I don't even know if I was aware of it. Probably just Paige.
One, and I think it was her, so that's fine.
It was her issue. It wasn't a Cris issue.
No, but she was just like, no, I had said something, she didn't resonate with it. Yeah, she just called it quits. So that's fine. So one, so that's pretty good with the volume.
Huge volume.
So instead, I just look at it from the perspective is, I don't have to quote unquote like anybody. That is not my job. My job is to get them progress. My job is to get them commitment. My job is to get them motivation. My job is to get them to understand sustainability. That's my job.
as a coach, because this is, again, when you go and work with a health practitioner, again, whether it's with us or somebody else, you are essentially hiring somebody to be your coach.
Yeah.
Coaches,
Not your friend.
they need to be your coach. Because, like, think if you're a high-level athlete, right? You're, the Simone Biles, the Serena Williams. They have a coach that helps to point out where they need to make changes, where they can improve, what they need to shift that is going to spot things that you are going to be blind to.
And again, it's that personality is if I know that, like Katie, I know that she needs emojis. I got to put emojis.
I rarely get emoji.
I know, but I do, like, when I remember.
I know.
But, that's what I'm saying. So just as much as it might be uncomfortable or new for the client, the coach is going through the exact same experience for every new person. So if I have like a 45 client lineup or whatever, or 23 lineup, whatever it is, it fluctuates. It's been 120 before. So if that's the lineup, that's a lot of personalities. Personality has to come out of it. Because really, I really enjoy like 99% of all those personalities.
Yeah, there's always that 1% in any job that you do on the face of the earth that really makes you second guess if this is what you want to do for a living.
And I will tell you, it's not the people that come to me with the aggressiveness, because I get that. It's not the people that come with the, I just can't, can you hold my hand, right? Because
that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
you're a coach.
It is the people that will not make the changes and perpetually give excuses for themselves.
Another good example of who this work is not a good fit for.
The excuses have to go. I'm cool if you are busy. Tell me you're busy. Let's look at where you're busy. Let's look how that busy is impacting. Let's look at how we can shift. Again, be open.
Be open. Yes.
So, and I've done that many, many times. Let's go through your day. The people that are open and do the small shifts are like, I can't believe this 20-minute little break here was like revolutionary to my day.
I know one client really stands out from a few years ago that I always remember. Her name was Lauren. She was a single mom of 3, working 3 jobs, and she still decided to make herself on her priority list, even though she was a single mother of 3 working 3 jobs. And she crushed this. She had amazing results. Her skin cleared. Like, I actually, to this day, I was actually looking at her photos a few days ago, and she's like, I think a 2020 or 2021 client. And I will still look at those photos, and like the change in her face from when she first took her befores to her afters is like, she actually looks like a different person.
Yeah. And her mindset was a piece of art. Like, she definitely had the, let's just do it. Mm-hmm. But that's part of the adrenals too, right?
Yeah, I know.
It was the autopilot. It was these, however, when she was just, let's just do it, she also was like, let's just do it and remind me that, I don't need more.
Yeah.
And remind me that this is how it looks. And remind me that it's okay that if I did X, Y, Z, she just needed the touch points. She needed humanity.
Yeah. Needed someone that got what she was going through.
I love that. Yeah. And in coaching, you need humanity.
Yeah.
I know we love AI. And it has a purpose. Like, who would ever think Cris would say that?
Honestly, from a year ago when Cris was so full against ChatGPT to a year, she's come a long way on AI.
Well, the thing is you have to be able to, maybe we could actually do a whole segment on that.
AI and health.
AI and health, because that's a big, big nugget. So, but again, just going through all of this, it's not for you if you're going to make excuses. People, I will tell you, you don't even know you're making excuses.
You don't know.
So then you say, well, how do I know then? How do I know if it's right for me? It's right for you when you're like, even if I am making excuses, I'm open to hear it other ways. Mm-hmm. And so it's like a checklist. So are you open to learning new initiatives? Are you open to learning new initiatives when you're having to go against everything you've been taught? Are you open to those new initiatives and go against that and reapply all the new initiatives? Are you looking for support, not in a friendship way, not in a mother way, not in a companion way? Are you looking for support with compassion, because that's the difference. These are checklists you need to ask yourself, because that at the basic level of humanity is what a coach is going to give you. Right? And, when people say, oh, sometimes this seems very generic, this seems that. It's generic because you haven't hit enough markers in order for me to advance that. And I'm doing that because I care for you. I care for your body. I care for your mindset, because those are the three that are going to be affected if we push too fast.
That's the thing is I think a lot of people, when they think about, okay, I need to clear my skin, there has to be some crazy elaborate situation. So when you come in, just a heads up, is we're going to be starting real simple. It's going to seem so simple and so foundational. You're going to be like, this is too generic. And we're like, no, this isn't generic. These are just the foundations that your body needs to function in a day. And so many people, again, they come in thinking that they're doing all of these things. But when we look at it from our perspective, we're like, okay, well, you think you're eating enough food, but we're actually, we need to be increasing our protein by about 40 grams, or we need to be doing this, we need to be doing X. So it's like coming in with that open mind. And I think if you are able to leave your ego at the door and say, I do, if you're the person where I've been doing this for all, I know a lot of things, amazing, great. But let's leave the ego at the door and step into this saying, I'm starting this process fresh. Like I am a newborn baby from the beginning. Let's do this. I want to go in and I want to make sure those foundations I've put are in place. I want to spend the time doing this properly, because if I am skipping over this work in order to get to the Candida protocols and the detoxes and the this and the that and the fancy different supplements and nutrition guidelines, then I'm just doing the same thing that I've always done, skipping over the foundational work that my body needs in order to make sure that future work is going to take place.
I have a client right now, and she came in very bubbly on the call and everything. And, comes Easter and she's like, can I just go on a 24-hour fast? Well, I'll explain more about that.
More words.
I'm sick of food. I'm sick of eating. I'm sick of this. I binged at Easter. Okay, there's no yes or no I'm going to give you, I promise. I want to know. Because that's telling me a lot of information right there. So we went into, then she ghosted for about 2.5 weeks. Okay. I saw that that's overwhelm. Done. I need no other information. I know it's overwhelm. That's a true expression. Comes back. Okay, hey, let's do a progress report. Let's see where you're at. Fantastic. Go to the progress report. I start itemizing. She's back in the game. Small changes, small this, and it was nice. And I said, what? She goes, I'm seeing changes in all these areas, not my skin. It's still inflamed. I said, okay. And I said, well, what's been the biggest change? She goes, this program. I said, well, in what manner? Right? These are small conversations back and forth. I usually don't let things go when there's juice in there, and I know when to pull out the juice, right? And I said, okay, so what's that about? And she's like, I've never eaten like this in my entire life. There we go. There's the overwhelm. Boom, boom. I connected it. Boom, boom. Very, very quick. The other thing is now she's doing better. And she's just like, I just have to make time. I said, well, there's no such thing as making time. So what does that mean? She goes, no, it means I can make time. I've just been choosing not to. See the different languages. This is change talk.
That is change. That's where the results lie. Truly, that is where the results lie.
And this, where she had that moment and she had that panic and she had the overwhelm, which is very common inside the program when you've never done any of it before. See why that's slow? And, right? So long story short is everybody has their journey. It is really between the coach and that person. I could have said, yeah, go do a 24-hour fast. Let me know how you feel. It's not going to change the overwhelm, is it? She's got to go back to that. I knew it wasn't about that. So just get yourself a good coach. I'm not saying I'm the best. I don't mean it like that.
It doesn't have to be us, but anybody, if you do this work with.
It should be just a dumping of a yes or a no. We should be getting, as much as I want you inquisitive, I'm going to be inquisitive. And that's the energy I want us to match together. I'm not trying to be combative. I need to understand what you're feeling. Because when I understand what you're feeling, then I can give you guidance.
Because you also don't want your coach to be a yes man, right? Because a lot of people, they're actively, and it's like a psychological component of your brain. You will actively seek out the answer that you want, and you will search and search and search and search and search until you get that answer, right?
Don't come to Cris.
Don't come to Cris because she's not going to sugarcoat and be a yes man for you.
No. But it does come down to, what do you need? That's often my question. What do you need from me right now? And many clients will say, oh, Cris, you said that a lot. Hey, checking in. Just want to see what you need from me. Nothing. Okay, then how are you? How's your skin? How's this? How's that? And I'll ask some prompting questions. Everything's great. Okay, well, what does that mean? What's great? Oh my God, like you are not getting away with yes and no questions with me, right? Like I want a little bit more. The more involved you are in conversations with me, the more I'll let that go. But if we're every 2 weeks and communicating and it's periodic and everything's just fine all the time, life doesn't work like that. Do you always get every 2 week banks when your life is just fine?
Like a roller coaster every day.
And this is just so get experience. That's what I guess is what I'm saying is get experience, because people aren't going to let that lie. You can't let that lie.
No. And I want to finish this off with talking through, okay, well, what's an average timeline look like for people doing this type of work? And also,
0. There is no
average timeline, but it really does help to just put people in a mindset. So
yeah,
first I want to start with, out of the thousands and thousands of clients that we have worked with, of course, there's going to be a percentage of clients that left unhappy. That's just when you're working at this type of level with this number of people.
Yeah.
It's like, think about your favorite restaurant where you're like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite place ever. They get bad reviews, right? This happens in the world because you cannot please everybody. And for us, the people that have left unhappy, it either was not a good fit for them. It just wasn't what they needed at this time. I find the number one thing that leaves people to not get the results is they didn't give it enough time. So this is why I want to walk you through what to logically set yourself up for. So for the people that actively do the work, that follow the things that we want to tell them, which, Cris, what would you say is the percentage of people that come in that actually do the work the way they're supposed to?
Oh, a large percent.
Yeah.
80.
That's what I was thinking. About 80-85% of the people that come in to join with us that are the ones that are actively do the work. We'll have about like a 20 to 15% die-off rate. So out of those people, I would say about 45% are going to have their skin looking, really good around month 4 to 5.
Yep.
By month 6, that's probably around 65%. And then by month 9, I'd say about 85% of our clients that are doing the consistent work are having really great, their skin is looking phenomenal. So on average, our clients stay with us for 6 to 8 months. And there are a percentage of clients, like what I'd say probably another 10%, it might take them a year. So I would say by the end of a year, 95% of our clients have cleared up their skin. And then there's going to be a small percentage, that 5%, then it might take them 18 months, 2 years. And our number one record is shout out to Emily. We love ourselves, Miss Emily from the UK. She was our longest worked client. She was with us for 3 years. And I always refer back to her because she never once gave up on herself. She had a lot of health things to go through, a lot of layers. She wanted to, and she showed up for herself even when it was hard.
And I've also had a client 6 weeks.
Yeah. So we do get those anomalies where they're like, oh my gosh, my skin looks great. It's been 6 weeks.
Cris, how is this possible? It's possible.
You're the unicorn is who you are.
Also know that when you're in the program, if there's another coach, because all the coaches are trained in the same methodology, right? If we feel that it's time for you to leave the program,
we'll tell you.
We will not collect another month of a payment from you.
We want you to leave the nest.
We want you sustainable. That is not our goal. We tell you. So this isn't you're in here for like a long time. I have a client right now. She's like, oh, but what if I get? And I said, but what if you do? You have the foundations? Yes, I do. Have you been through 2 massive flares? Yes, I have. Have you regrouped? Yes, I have. Fantastic. Do we have the nutrition clinic where you can come back? Yes, we do. Now tell me why you need to be here.
They need to leave the nest.
She's like, oh my gosh, I'm ready.
I'm ready to leave.
Gosh, yes, you are, right? So like, don't just come and hang out with me to hang out with me. Come and hang out with me with purpose, because that's where we're going to be, that's where the evolution of your skin's going to happen.
Yeah, we have forced clients to graduate before. We're like, listen,
yeah,
you are doing great. You got all the tools, all the resources. You could do this on your own. Like you said, we have the nutrition clinic. You want to come back for a consult. But I think it's almost like that security blanket for them sometimes. They're like, but.
Yeah, and it's cool, but guess what? It's your time.
It's your time. All right, everybody. That was a fun little episode. So, if you've been like, we just really want to do this episode so that way you could see like if something like this is a good fit for you or not. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I want whenever you invest in yourself and your health, I want it to be the right fit. All right. That's that for Keep It Clear. And I should say, if you do want to come out and hang out with us in the Clear Skin Solution, you can always do that. Go and check the show notes. We would love to have you. If you have any questions, email us support@katiestewartwellness.com. We would love to answer all of them. Well, Paige will, because that's Paige hanging out in the inbox.
That's her jam.
That's Paige's jam. She loves customer support. All right, everybody, have a lovely rest of your day.